everybody and welcome back to another video. It's 2021. Happy New Year everybody. Hope you all had a good Christmas break and had a good New Year. I wanted to do this video today as kind of a 2020 year review. A lot has happened in my crochet journey over this past year that I just wanted to talk about and kind of share some of my favourites, so some of my favourite stitches and projects, and just kind of chat a bit about all things crochet and knitting over this past year. So grab your crochet hooks, grab your latest project and just sit and listen to me ramble on about all things crochet. I hope you enjoy it. So I couldn't make this video without mentioning one of my favourite projects of all time. So if you're new, you may not have seen this, but in a last kind of Q&A crochet video I mentioned this, and also over on my Instagram I've done a post about it, and this is the 12-point star blanket. It's an absolutely gorgeous pattern from Bella Coco. I will leave a link to her video on this in the description box down below. I chose some paint box cotton yarn, which I will also leave in the description box down below. It's gorgeous colours. I love the colour choices, and I just love the effect that this blanket gives. I'll try and insert a few pictures of it, but this was, I think, my favourite project of 2020, just because everything kind of came together. It was actually my first time using some cotton yarns, which I absolutely fell in love with as well. So this would have to be my favourite project. So moving on to my favourite stitch, you're seeing a lot of my projects in this video of past projects and things that I've just kind of done on the side. This was actually a past project, again another baby blanket. I love doing baby blankets and experimenting with all the kind of pale colours. So the next thing that I wanted to mention was my favourite stitch, and this is the jasmine stitch. I do have a video on the jasmine stitch on my channel from quite a while ago, so it may not be the greatest, but you will be able to learn the jasmine stitch, which I will leave in the description box down below. Anything I kind of mention I will try and leave as best I can in the description box. So this is the jasmine stitch, and it's kind of a puff stitch. It's a super thick blanket. You can see that it'll keep nice and warm in the winter, but it's a puff stitch, and it's a variation of puff stitches that work together to create a sort of flower star pattern, and it is just beautiful. It's so delicate, and I also loved working it up. It worked up really quickly. I used paint box chunky yarn, I think, in like a pale pink and a pale grey, and it just works so beautifully together. This was my favourite stitch just because it's so delicate, and it's super easy as well, so you can get a really nice effect from just doing some simple crochet puff stitches in a variation. So that would have to be my favourite stitch. Now then, we're moving on to my favourite post. Now then, this one really was a tricky one. I have done 98 posts over the past year, so choosing just one was really tricky, but I would have to say that my favourite post on my Instagram was my hero bear. So if you don't know, earlier on this year, in about April, I started crocheting the NHS Frontline hero bears, which I'll insert a picture here so that you can see just how cute they are. It was a really lovely pattern to follow. I ended up making a lot of hero bears and sending them off to family and friends who work on the front line, and it was a really nice way to kind of give back using crochet, and I just absolutely loved this post. The bears are so cute. I think that was my favourite post of 2020. So then my favourite video. So this was a hard one because I just wanted to do the one that kind of I enjoyed crocheting the most, I enjoyed coming up with, I enjoyed the pattern, and I enjoyed filming and editing, and I think for me that was my rainbows, which again I made a lot of rainbows. Again, this was kind of to remember the situation going on because the rainbow really represented this year. So I ended up making a rainbow for family and friends. I loved the Instagram post as well that I did with all of the rainbows together. It was just so colourful, and it just brightened my day with all of the colours, and I really enjoyed that video. That probably was my favourite video of 2020. Now then, for the video and post that did the best in 2020, and this was the pocket shawl. So it's still doing really well. If you haven't checked that video out yet, I'll also leave a link in the description box below. It's a really good video. It's 2 parts, and I teach you through step by step how to make this gorgeous pocket shawl for you and your winter month coming up to keep your hands nice and toasty warm. I've got so much wonderful feedback from that, so I just wanted to say thank you all so much. I've really enjoyed reading all of your wonderful comments. They're so kind, and they make my day when I read them and someone likes and enjoys what I create. I created this pattern myself. I'm going to talk a bit about that later, about creating patterns this year and kind of that experience of things. But I created this pattern myself, so to put it out there on YouTube and to actually get really good feedback, it's just a wonderful kind of reward from that. So this was my most liked video. I think it's on about 8,000 or 9,000 views at the moment, which is incredible. Again, like the rainbow video, with the rainbow video picking up, this was the first video that I've hit like 1,000 views, and it's carried on going up and up and up. I've also gained a lot of subscribers from that video, so hello to everyone who kind of came on from that video and is now in this wonderful community. So it was kind of a really big deal for my channel Hooks and Needles in 2020, but it's still doing really well, and was my most liked and most enjoyed video of 2020. So, and I just wanted to talk about some kind of challenges, achievements, definitely achievements, and just to say a big thank you as well. I've really loved kind of experimenting with my crochet a lot more this year, and being able to grow as a crocheter, and YouTube and Instagram has kind of given me that outlet. Before, it was kind of family and friends I was showing things to, and my crochet wasn't the greatest. Being on YouTube especially, kind of having to come up with video ideas for you guys, and also having to come up with patterns, as I mentioned earlier, that's been, wow, a learning curve. I was very stuck when I first started crocheting. I learned through YouTube, taught myself through YouTube to knit and how to crochet, and I relied on YouTube videos very heavily for all of my crochet projects. I only started getting into patterns and kind of reading patterns this year, maybe end of last year, but this year especially I've gotten into reading patterns. But YouTube, I've had to kind of take that safety net away, because I can't use other people's projects, because that would be unfair, because that's what they've created and they're the patterns that they want to share. I have to come up with my own, and like the pocket shawl, that was a really big undertaking. You have to come up with the pattern, I had to test the pattern, then I had to film it and make sure it was all easy kind of to understand and easy to follow. Then I had to edit it and upload it, and you still don't know whether that video is going to be enjoyed or whether you're going to like it. But I loved it. I've loved everything about it, and now I can do mainly everything. I go off reference photos, so I get a lot of inspiration from Instagram, from Pinterest, from YouTube, and go off reference photos, but I create all of my own patterns. And it's lovely looking back on all of the videos, and it's kind of a really big achievement that you get, because it's like, that's all of you, that's what you've created, that's what you've put out there, that is your video, that is your pattern. And I had a lovely comment on my pocket shawl video saying that someone was making pocket shawls from my pattern for people for Christmas. That was going to be their Christmas present, and that filled me with pride, because that is my pattern that someone is following and someone is able to follow. That's the whole reason I got into YouTube, was to inspire people and to teach people to crochet, because I learned from YouTube. I wanted to give back and teach people from YouTube. So that's been a challenge because I've had to move away from kind of what I've known and move towards making my own individual style of crochet and crochet projects and everything like that. But it's also been a huge achievement that I'm able to do that now and create my own patterns and film it and hopefully get a good response off all of you guys. I also just wanted to say a huge thank you. This year I've hit 1,500 followers on my Instagram, which is unbelievable. I didn't think I would even get to 100 or, you know, let alone 1,000 of you. And over on my YouTube, which has picked up so much, I only hit 100 subscribers maybe a week or two ago. Now we're at over 500 subscribers, which is mind-blowing to me that 500 of you are watching my videos and enjoying my videos and like them enough to kind of join this wonderful small little crochet and knitting community. So plans for 2021, obviously hopefully I'm aiming to upload a video weekly. That's kind of been my schedule this past year and it's worked really well for me. I will try and stick to the weekly routine on a Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. So if you're looking for a crochet project over the weekend, there will be one up from me, or a new crochet stitch or a new knitting stitch or tutorial. There will be most of the time one up from me on a Sunday morning at 9 a.m. I've got lots of videos planned, some projects, some stitches, some chit chat videos like this, a couple of yarn hauls in there. I always love a good excuse to buy some more yarn, and much more, I'm sure. So as always, if you have any video suggestions, you can leave them in the comment section down below. I would love to hear your ideas of what you would like to see from me in the future. I'm going to leave that video here, I think. I know it's kind of not much to kind of see, but hopefully you had fun just listening to me witter on about everything, kind of a 2020 reflection and what to look forward to in the new year. Leave me a like if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more of them in the future. If you are new and you are a crochet enthusiast or knitting enthusiast like me and like the other people in this community, hit that subscribe button. Not all my videos are like this. They're mainly projects and stitches and much more things like that. So subscribe so you don't miss out on any future content. Big thank you to everyone this past year and looking forward to 2021. Thank you all, and I'll see you all very soon with another video. Bye!